Welcome, everybody, to this episode of the Inside Blue White podcast. Today's guest is retiring after 41 years with Blue White. Please give a warm welcome to Selma. Hey, Selma. How's it going?
Hi, Daniel. Good to be here.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. This is my first podcast ever.
Woo woo. Big exciting news. You're retiring
Yes,
after 41 years
absolutely.
at Blue White. It's an amazing achievement. So thanks for being here with us today. First thing I kind of want to ask you is, how'd you find this job? Because I'm always interested to hear everyone's kind of like origin stories. So.
Sure. So I had been interviewing for a job, and I found this job through the newspaper. And actually, I had accepted a job prior to interviewing with Blue White. So I had stopped in a phone booth. I don't know if anybody knows what a phone booth is. I stopped in a phone booth and called up and talked to the sales team and said I was unable to keep my interview because I had already accepted a position. And they were impressed with that, so they said, you need to come in here and see what Blue White has to offer. And I said, okay, I will. And then I interviewed with Robin Glett, who was sales manager. And he presented just a great vision of his company. And I was very happy to, I'm screwed up.
You're good. Keep going.
Okay, keep it going. I was very interested, so I accepted his position. And then he asked me if I had any questions, and I said, well, I like to be kept busy. I don't like to just sit there at a desk all day long with nothing to do. And he gave me this really strange smile, because it is never a dull moment at Blue White. We're always busy.
Always busy, yeah.
So he was like, is she for real? But yeah, I am so glad I made that decision to accept his offer.
And so you're going through the newspaper and you just see a job posting in the as for what were they looking for at the time?
A secretarial assistant.
Oh, okay.
To the sales manager.
Yeah. So interesting to see that it would be in the paper.
Yes, newspaper. Yep.
So you started off as an assistant. What can you kind of go through maybe your arc from when you started till today?
Sure. So we were a sales department. We handled sales calls. Then it became customer service at the same time, and then little bits of technical support. So it was a varied responsibilities and very busy office.
Yeah.
We worked trade shows, trade show coordinator. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Just keep on going?
Just keep on going, yeah.
Okay. Customer service, expediting, technical support, and being the assistant to the sales manager.
Kind of like a Swiss Army knife with a whole bunch of different job titles over the years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people see you as like very knowledgeable in all these different parts of the company, like technical support and customer service and sales.
We had a lot of cross-training.
Yeah, a lot of cross-training, yeah. I see, I don't want to say silo, but, someone that's a salesperson kind of stays in that department and then maybe doesn't have enough exposure to technical support. So, yeah, you have a kind of mixture of that. And then, going back to the Fulmer department, when I was managing, we would go back and forth a lot, too. I remember that.
Yes.
So, something that maybe not everybody knows is we used to have a facility in Westminster, and then we opened this main building in 2001. Do you have any stories or anything you want to share from that?
I would love to share a story.
Oh.
We originally had the buildings in Westminster, And we were so excited to learn that we have a new facility here in Huntington Beach. We've been here since 2001, and it was right during the 9/11 terrorist attack. So that's when the actual grand opening was. But prior to the building, to the grand opening, us girls would get in my Pathfinder, and at our lunch break, we would drive over to this, dirt lot, and we would watch these huge two-story slab walls being put up, and it was so exciting to watch the building being built before we were there, before the grand opening. And at the grand opening, a lot of our salesmen, our distributors that were invited couldn't make it here because of the 911 airline delays and things like that. People were trying to drive in and make it to the grand opening. It was just a fabulous grand opening. At one point, when we raised the U.S. flag, we were all in the parking lot, and somebody broke out with "God Bless America," and it was just a moving moment and a very awesome moment that we cherished. So I think there was a lot of teary-eyed time going on there.
Yeah.
But we persevered through that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was such a interesting time back then. I was only in high school, but I remember that flights were very restricted and
Canceled. Yeah.
Traveling was really hard, and man, to have a grand opening for the building at that time, that must have been pretty tough.
But it turned out wonderfully, and it was just a very memorable, moving time that we had to move into that beautiful new facility.
Yeah. What's the main difference between this one? Because I don't know anything about the Westminster one. What's kind of the main differences that you...
Wow. A lot.
A lot, yeah?
Yeah, our new facility, the upgrades, the beautiful interiors, the up-to-date equipment, the ergonomic desks, it was just a major improvement.
Yeah. I wish I could have seen the old one.
Yeah, when I used to give tours of the facility with customers that would come in, and undoubtedly everyone would say, "Can I work here? I want a job here."
Yeah.
Because
I think
it's just a great, beautiful facility.
Even till today, I've gone on tours with Rob while he gives tours, and a lot of people compliment the facility and how clean it looks and how up-to-date it looks. So, yeah, I agree with you on that.
And Janet Gledhill, our founder, she's not our founder. I don't know what her title is.
I don't know. You can start over.
Okay. Is it Rolling Stone? Okay, well, Janet Gledhill did all the interior design. So she's a talented interior designer, and we owe her to all the interior design, which is just beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Over the years, we went over this briefly earlier. What are some of the... Actually, I got to be looking at you when I say this because, just aside, I'm going to pause right here.
Okay.
So me and my brother did this podcast. Maybe I'll keep you this invite because I told Patrick the same thing. We have the same kind of mannerisms, and so it's kind of hard for us to make eye contact with each other.
Okay.
So when I edited my brother's and I podcast for the first time, it was kind of like I was asking him questions and looking up. And then when I was done, I would look at him,
Yeah.
and then he would answer me, and then he would look up. And then when I put the podcast together, it was just like,
Really?
oh, it was a train wreck. Because I would be like, hey, man, so how'd you hear about this job? And he'd be like, oh, my brother got me this job, right? And I was just like, dude, this is terrible. This is so bad.
But it turned out good, though.
No, I redid it. I threw it away.
You redid it. Okay.
Yeah. No, that's not the one. It was because then I told him, I was like, man, we got to do this again because
Yeah,
we gotta do this.
we have to look at each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right, man, we'll do that. So
That's a good story.
I have it, so it's kind of funny to.
The outtakes are just great.
Yeah.
I love to watch outtakes.
I haven't done any of those since I started making the videos with myself. So, Selma, as you get closer to retirement, if you could send yourself a message to your first day, Selma, fresh in the building, what would the message be?
Well, I would tell her that you're going to have really good days, and you're going to have difficult days, challenging days, but persevere and stick it out because it will be worth it. It will be worth it. You will be rewarded.
Yeah, I like that message.
Yeah.
Talking about and persevere. You've been here for 40. I guess we'll say 41 years.
Yes, March, 41 years.
41 years. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's something that made you stay here for 41 years? And I imagine that you've received a bunch of job offers to other companies. So what's something that what made you stay here for the entirety of your career?
When you work for a company for 41 years, you meet a lot of other business people and business professionals, and you get opportunities. Blue White always had something new, something challenging. They were very generous, very mentoring, and I just kept on finding a reason that I needed to stay here. It was, I'm kind of losing my train of thought. So it was never a dull moment, and there was always something new and challenging to learn. I always had something to strive for, and the generosity and caring of Blue White, my mentors and our colleagues and our culture made it a wonderful place to work.
And so I would imagine people would approach you, right? And so you receive these job offers, but because of all that, you turn them down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happily?
Yes.
That's amazing, Selma. So taking into all your years of experience here, what's a piece of advice that you could pass on to maybe somebody that's up and coming here at Blue White?
In my career, I have talked to thousands of companies and people from all over the world. And I've had a chance to learn about other people's companies and their cultures. And what I would say to people interested in Blue White or working at Blue White is that it is worth your time and your effort.
I like that. You worked the trade shows, the pool. What was it? The pool and spa.
The Western Pool and Spa
Western
Show
Pool and
in
Spa
Long
Show.
Beach, California. We have been attending that show from the beginning, and that was one of the local shows here in Long Beach that I had the privilege of being trade show coordinator and working the trade show. And this is one of the important trade shows that we exhibit the F300 and all of our chlorinating equipment that our founder, Mr. King, is why we're here today.
Yeah. You would coordinate the trade show. Can you elaborate on that? Like, what would you?
Oh, yeah, shipments and ordering supplies and ordering the booth, making sure the booth looked really good. We had another team that did the setup, but I was just responsible for, ordering all the items that needed to be there for the show.
Oh, okay.
The setups, the tables, and whatever we needed, and then our equipment, shipping our equipment there.
Was that your sole responsibility at the time, or were you also working?
No, I was also working in sales.
So you're doing
when
sales.
When that phone rang, you were on.
Yeah.
You took care of business.
I don't want to say who, but I have scheduled our trade show coordinator next week on the
Nice.
podcast. So I will talk to that person next week about it.
Great.
But I don't want to say who. So
That's okay.
yeah. So that's a big responsibility. You're working sales and coordinating that one trade show, or were there more trade shows that you were coordinating at the time?
A lot. There was a lot of trade shows, yeah.
Specifically for pool and spa
And then water treatment,
and water treatment?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And we were a small department, so whatever needed to be done, you needed to get done.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that sounds like a lot of stress. For what?
I love that aspect of being able to uh, multitask.
Yeah.
You know, back then, there wasn't a word, but multitasking was what was required to take care of business.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah. Something else I kind of thought of right now. Try not to touch that though, because it's gonna come. Sorry, it's gonna come up on the mic. I was just touching it too. Yeah. Tradition's a big part of this company, and I've had a little bit of exposure being in my career here. But can you maybe talk about the holidays and some of the traditions here that have been going on since you started? I know they used to hand out like a turkey or something, right?
Yes,
During Thanksgiving,
yes.
and is there any other traditions like that you could speak to?
Well, on my first year working at Blue White, I started in March, and we got a message to meet in the shipping department, and there was Mr. King and Nacho, his assistant, and there was a big, huge flatbed truck full of frozen turkeys.
Oh my God.
So we would all gather around the truck, and Mr. King would throw out the turkeys, and it was an amazing thing, and I was just flabbergasted. And I mean, every birthday you would get flowers. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but and then Christmas parties and company picnics, and they just had so many wonderful family-oriented events that brought us together as a team, and it was so much fun. And Blue White's such a generous company.
Yeah, yeah. Even till today, they still do like the occasional pizza party or
Yep.
not banquet, buffet, potluck. That's the word.
Right.
So I always enjoy those potlucks, just because I see everybody come together that maybe normally wouldn't be mingling together.
Yeah.
So those are always
Yeah.
fun. Or the lunch trucks that come by, like the In-N-Out truck.
Yes.
Those are-
Yes.
yeah.
Those are new things.
Yeah, those are new things, right?
New catered
Yeah.
trucks like Habit Burger and In-N-Out.
Yeah.
And then the taco stands. And
Taco
these
stand.
are great.
Yeah. What's a company picnic that you remember the most, or maybe like your favorite one that you went to?
Oh, going way back, company picnics were at a park, and you would get together with your department teams, and you would have egg toss games or three-legged race games, and then you would get awards, and they were more family-oriented rather than theme park-oriented, and I like the family aspect part of that. But hey, nothing wrong with going to Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm or Universal or SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that either.
Especially with how much Disneyland tickets are today.
Yes.
It's like an
yes.
arm and a leg.
That's speaking of Blue White's generosity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Blue White.
Yes.
Yeah, company picnics have been really fun. This is the first job that I have that offered a company picnic, so it's always been fun to take advantage of those.
Absolutely.
I think the year before I started, everybody went to Catalina,
Oh, yes, that's right.
and so I missed out on that one, and I heard a lot of good stories, but maybe we'll go again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you speak to the direction of the companies? Because I know the company's kind of changed in the direction of that it's headed. So now Rob is pushing, and the leadership team is pushing lean manufacturing as opposed to, I guess, not lean manufacturing. But do you see a big difference in the way we used to manufacture products back at like the Westminster building as opposed to today?
Oh, absolutely. Blue White's management team and leadership teams are continuously updating, never standing still, going to the next level of technology and making us better, faster, more efficient, providing top-of-the-line products that we need to get into markets. If we want to get to the $100 million range, we're going in the right direction.
Yeah. Do you have a story that you'd like to share, maybe where you had a project that you overcame, that you contributed to?
Yes, I do. We had a technical support call that was very challenging, and the product was draining the battery in one of the components. And we had meeting after meeting with the engineering teams, and we were scratching our heads, and we just couldn't figure it out. So one day when we had all these meetings, and I had it on my brain, so even when I was home, it was on my brain. And so I was taking off my watch, and I used to always, at that time, you wore watches that used batteries. So I undid the pin on my battery, so I would save the actual battery life from my watch, because then when I wore my watch, I would push the pin in, and it started activating.
That's the dial, right, to change the time?
Yeah, but also to activate or deactivate the battery.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, So then when I did that, boom, it like hit me that, oh my goodness, this might work with the pumps, because we're draining the battery. So next morning I couldn't wait to get to work, and I ran into the engineer's office, and I said, I got an idea, I think it's going to work. And he said, we've been over this and over this and over this. I'm not sure this is going to work out. I go, just hear me out. And so I told him what my idea was, and he said, follow me. So we went down to the engineering team department, and he said, Selma, you got the floor? And I presented my idea of what I thought would work. And there's got to be a way to deactivate this the same way we did our watch batteries. And those engineering minds and electrical minds, they said, yeah, that's going to work. So they did a workaround, and we saved the day.
And that was the solution?
That was the solution, yeah.
That's amazing.
I was so happy about that.
Selma saves the day. I've seen that, ever since I've been here, the incremental changes in technology and constant reinvestment within the company. So it's been really amazing to see the evolution of the company ever since I've been here, and I haven't been here nearly as long as you have. So.
How long have you been here, like 17?
I started in 2012. I started in 2012.
Okay.
Yeah. Right when my son was born.
Wow.
So that's when I started. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Look at from where you started to where you are now.
Yeah, I never would imagine I'd be doing what I'm doing right now.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Blue White, you know what? Can I say that Blue White is a company that gives its employees opportunities to grow and to learn and to excel in their fields. It's like you might be in a certain department, but there's opportunities there for you to explore and grow and learn, which helps you and helps the company.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely, if you some jobs, like if you don't have the degree or the experience, you won't be able to kind of go down that avenue.
Next level, yeah.
But here, I think there's a good opportunity for you to approach your manager or lead and say, hey, I want to learn how to do these things, and then you kind of get exposed to it and go down that route.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of people do that here.
And that's a good thing, and I think it's kind of unusual in companies.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. So let's pivot. So we talk about work a lot. You're retired, so I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Okay.
So what are some hobbies that you have outside of work that maybe people don't know about you? What's Selma like outside of work?
Well, I belong to about 3 or 4 different women's groups that work in charitable organization for fundraising for veterans and homeless communities. I love people. I love to party, so I like to volunteer a lot to help in that area. I love to hike, and I like to play pickleball. Just took pickleball lessons. And I love traveling with my sister, my family.
Those are great activities. I haven't tried pickleball yet, but I want to. So your last day is this week. What are you looking forward to retire for your retirement? What's something you have planned? You have anything planned?
I'm going to be moving, so I have some projects in that area. I'm going to be moving into a 55 community resort, which I'm really looking forward to.
The resort, I like that.
Yeah. And it's just a thriving community. I took a tour last year, and I thought, this is where I want to be when I retire. And so I have definitely some projects in that area that I need to move forward on. And I want to get a dog.
Yeah.
A Belgian Malinois.
Okay. Well, you said you work with dogs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do, is to work and train with an organization called Patriots and Paws. You're a puppy raiser for these individuals that need dogs training. I just love animals, and being around dogs makes me happy.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then traveling, you said?
Yes, traveling. My sister and I, we've been to Italy, and I was born in Germany, so I have relatives in Germany, and so we're going to be going to, hopefully, Germany at Christmas time. We've never been to Germany at Christmas time.
Wow.
All the Christmas markets in
Yeah.
Austria. And
I heard those
sort
are
of-
amazing.
Yes.
Wow, I'm so
That's what
jealous.
we're looking forward to.
Oh, that's going to be so cool. Okay, well, I think that's all the questions I have for you, Selma. The last thing I wanted you to do, maybe look into this camera here
Okay.
and give us your phone greeting when you were in sales or customer service.
Oh, I'm in customer service. Yeah. The phone's ringing, and I say, "This is Selma. How may I help you?"
That's the one. Yeah. I just remember that from me calling your office or your
You want
your
me to
line.
talk about the video?
Oh yes, we need to talk about the video. Thank you. So this video resurfaced, I guess, a couple years ago, right? It kind of got lost and then some resurfaced. So I'm gonna play it, but if you want, do you have any stories about it? How
I
what
just
was that
wanted
day
to
like?
thank you for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, are you talking about your slideshow, the video?
Yeah, the slideshow video.
Oh, I thought you were
yeah.
talking about the video that they made.
That's
that I took
part
that
of
clip
it.
out of.
That's
Yeah.
part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just thank you for it?
Yeah, of course you can thank me for it.
So what we have in our hallway in our facility is a huge screen, and we have the monthly events that are occurring. And for my retirement, Daniel Core put together an amazing video throughout the years with photos and things like, and events that I had attended. And then at the end, I think back in 1984, there was a video of me when I first started. And the computers were like this big, right? These big monster machines, and now they're like this big. But anyways, I wanted to thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I was
Great job.
very happy to make it for you. 'Cause you've been a lot of help throughout my years, so I feel like I owe you something. So
Thank you.
maybe my debt's cleared. I don't know. Well, thank you, Selma, for taking time out of your day to be on the podcast. I really enjoyed talking to you today. And then thank you, everyone, for watching the podcast. If you'd like to see more, please push the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast.
And blue white's the best.
And Blue White's the best. There, you heard it from Selma. Thank you. Thank you, Selma, for being on. It should be good.
Is that hard for you to do the end?
It's hard for me to just be on